Hello, people. Welcome to another edition of the TOD show. I am Odola Abayomi, and I have on set today with me one of the best hands in forex trading in Africa. I mean, he's one of the best trainers that we actually have around in Nigeria. I have on set with me today Ifeanyi Uche. Hello, Mr. Ifeanyi. It's nice to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, me.
Can we meet you, sir?
Yeah, I'm Ifeanyi Uche, as you've mentioned already, a forex trader, a coach, a mentor, an educator.
Wow.
And what else? That's who I am.
Okay, so sir, why did you choose this career path? Why forex? Why not something else? Why not banking? Why not agriculture? Why forex?
Though I've done a little bit of agriculture, but
I thought as much.
But then, talk of forex trading. Back in 2006, there was this frenzy, talk of making money from the internet. And so we all dabbled into whatever we saw. And there was this program then called HYIP. My mentor, the late Dr. Jagwase, called it Heightening Your Inevitable Penury. But then it meant actually acronym for High Yield Investment Program. So we all went into it thinking that's the best way to make money from the internet. But then, so I eventually, it got to a point, because I was in Abeokuta then.
Okay.
After my youth service, I stayed back there and had contacts with people in government and all that. So I had a manager in Leadway Assurances then, who I was also offering services to. So I told him I wanted to insure that program. But the day he sent me a feedback that the board had sat on that program and found out that they were not handy, it was the same day that the program closed. So we couldn't access it again. So I lost so much money. So coming back to Lagos, I was at one of the seminars organized by Success Attitude Development Center, SADC, at Eshola, Okota. So I met somebody, Tim. So we were just talking, and he said, if you could risk so much, how about checking out forex trading? And by then, forex trading was literally new in Nigeria, very few people trading. So and that was when the interest peaked. So I began to search for how to get into it. I remember calling up somebody, Emmanuel. I saw the advert on one of the newspapers. He said he would train me for 4 hours. For how much? 50K.
At that time,
yes.
2000 was a lot of money.
I said, do you mean I will learn it in 4 hours? He said, why not? Sure. Of course, I had to run because I knew it wasn't possible. So then SADC organized the first Money in the Bank workshop for intelligent investors in January, February of 2007. And Forex was one of the courses they offered. So I enrolled, and we were about 52 of us in the class. It was a 5-day course. And in 2007, as I speak, as I'm talking about it, 2007, the seminars that people were organizing on Forex were Saturday seminars, weekend, one day, and 25,000 naira to pay for such seminars. And anybody that knows anything about Forex, the market does not open on Saturdays. Market opens on Sunday, late night on Sunday, and closes late night on Friday. So organize a seminar on Forex on Saturday. What are people coming to learn? Theory. But then here was the program that was for 5 days. But then for 5 days we spent, and he taught us what he knew, because you can't give out what you don't have. And for those 5 days, really, we never saw a trade placed, even on a demo account. But then we're excited about, there's so much money in the forex market. It's a gold mine. Some of us sold our businesses, some sold their properties, some sold their cars to start. I sold what was left of the remains of my business in Abeokuta to go put into forex trading. And interestingly, by the time I went back over the weekend after the Saturday program, it was a whole week. By Monday, Sunday I had set up my trading platform, the MT4. So by Monday, I was in the office in front of my computer. I wanted to now start making the money. Well, I've not put any money yet, but to now try what we were taught. While I was, trying, all of a sudden I saw tears strolling down my eyes. As in, my eyes were full of, it was so teary. I was like, could it be I've wasted a whole week? Because I couldn't understand Jack on the platform. I've also bought the video pack that he sold to us. I slotted it in. I couldn't understand anything. I'm like, what? Well, at that point, I knew that there was trouble. So I had
after 5 days.
After 5 days. So I had to start all over. And eventually, I understood the plan. This was just to understand how the platform works. Because we didn't place a trade during the period.
There was no
There was no practical, so it was just every day you talk, tell you the beautiful things about forest trading. Of course, the excitement, the frenzy, everything. So those were all we lived on, thinking that was the way it was. And eventually, I got to understand, like my colleagues too. We were 52 of us in that class then. So when I started, after demo trading for a few weeks, I had to now pack up work of the this one I had remaining and funded my life trading account. 2 weeks after, I don't forget Easter of 2007 in a hurry, because it was on that Easter Friday weekend that I blew up the account. Just the Thursday before the Easter weekend, that the whole money I put in the account evaporated.
Oh.
That was the first experience. So I had to go back to learning, started digging out things. That was
on your own.
On my own now. So I more like became a self-taught trader, because everything I learned was what I sought, for myself and gathered. Eventually, I stumbled on babypips.com. Babypips is still there in existence. I stumbled on Forex, FibonacciBook.com, owned by Jeff Boyd. And in fact, I had started interacting with him. I'm sure he's still alive, but the site is still there. That's
so it's a website to train.
No. I was just learning, picking the lessons there.
Okay.
I learn. I'll come and try it every evening. Whatever I experience in the day, I'll come and send you an email. He will reply me. So that was just how I began eventually. But then, after that, by June, toward the end of June, I was learning. One day I stumbled on a lady online too, who was selling a trading system. And the story he told her that he blew his account from $5,000 to $250. So that eventually he had to create a system that helped her she had to create something that took her from $250 to $50,000. I'm like, whoa, I found it. So I wanted the system, but he said it was $100, and I didn't have $100 then. So what do? I remember I had other colleagues who were also struggling. All of us were struggling. All of us. No
52 people that were in the
no
class.
exception. 52 of us were struggling. So I sent out an email that, hey, I found a trading system that could help us, because we all thought it was about trading system. The key to success in forex trading was there's a holy grail trading system you need to have. So I sent out the email to them. Please, I needed only 10 people to bring $10. E-gold in those days was the means of e-currency exchange. Please send me $10 if you are interested. Once I get 10 people, I'll buy the system.
Okay, so 10 people, that will be $100.
Yes, so they actually sent the money. They sent the $10. But before when I wanted to pay, I'm like, come on, this fellow that created this system, how many heads does she have? One. Minko, one head. Then let me also see if I could create a system. I stopped. I didn't buy again. I went back to BabyPips, and there's a guide in babypips.com on how to create a trading system. So I followed that guide and created my very first trading system.
Wow.
So when I finished, I demo traded it. It was profitable. So I told them, sorry, I didn't buy again. I've created one. If you are interested, I will send you your money back. Or if you want the system, I'll keep your $10 and send you the system. Literally all of them said I should send them the system. So I sent them, so I made $100.
Wow. Instead of paying the lady.
Exactly. So then it was after that I then sat down and thought, wait, the adverts in those days is Forex is a gold mine. You see on Guardian newspaper, center spread adverts, full page adverts on Forex, gold mine for a Saturday seminar, 25,000. Anybody if you dig out papers on those days, that's what you see. So I'm like, okay, I think there's a truth that needs to be told, my experience. So I put some money, paid for a small slot
in the newspaper.
Free Forex trading seminar. Nobody had ever done it before that time.
Wow.
Free Forex seminar, come on Saturday. It was 2 Saturdays, the last Saturday in June and the first Saturday in July. So I had over 60 people that came. And the first thing I told them was, I blew my account in the first 2 weeks. How many of you are still ready to trade Forex? You can also blow yours. If you are not interested, better leave. Interestingly, all of them stayed. So I told them, shared my experiences with them, how what they are reading in the newspapers, in the adverts are not absolutely true, because the market is not open. Why are you here on Saturday to learn Forex trading? What you will hear from me is just the theoretical aspects. Okay, so why would that be called training? It's more like a sensitization. So, and that was what I did that day. So I called them up. If you are interested, let us learn together. 1 month. will be coming on weekdays, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, and that was when people paid me money.
So the 1 month was a paid session.
Yes.
Because I read it somewhere about your profile that you're the first person ever in Nigeria to organize a free forex
Anybody can
trading.
go and check. In 2007, nobody did free forex seminar before July of 2007. Nobody
That's
did.
so thoughtful of
Nobody
you.
did. So it was just like, let me share this experience, because I'm like, because people started calling me. I remember they were calling saying, I want to sell my shop to put it. I said, please don't try it, madam, because I already had the experience.
You were in that shoes before.
Yes, I was there. So that was how it all started. So part of the system I created, and one guy, Charles Marcel, I will call him out because if he's still around, he came over to Computer Village then, because that was where I was using with a friend. So he came over and said he wanted the system. I told him 10,000. He pleaded with me for 575. I gave it to him, and that was the last I used that system. I went on to create other systems because all we knew was system is the way to success in forex trading.
Okay, so sir, please, can you give us a deep insight into this system? Like, what does it mean?
It's just
in
like
forex
trading. It's just like trading strategies that come with rules. It's just like a system that a strategy that will tell you, okay, this is when to buy, this is when to sell, this is when to take profit, this is when to cut your loss, this is when to come out.
So that's what you call system
That's
in
what
forex trading.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it gives you signs. You check out if those signs are in place. It's time to either buy or sell or exit.
So it's like a guide.
A guide, yes.
Oh, okay.
All right,
So, sir, 2007 to now, that's 15 years. So you've been in the forex industry for 15 years. What do you have to say about the growth between then and now? Is there any improvement about that in Nigeria concerning forex trading in Nigeria? Can you see any impact or improvements between 2007 to 2022?
Of course, there is plenty of them. What first notable improvement you will notice that back in 2007, if you want to trade forex, you have to wait for days after you have created an account with a broker, and then you have to wire your money to the broker and wait until the broker says he has received it, and then credit your account before you start trading.
So it takes days.
It took days for it to happen. When you want to make withdrawal too, you place your withdrawal order. It had to take days for the money to come to you, then you receive it. But today, if I want to fund an account right now, in an hour, it's done. Maximum 24 hours, is done. If I want to make withdrawal within the same time frame, you've got your money. And secondly, in 2009, because part of that story, 2007, along the line, I began to generate trading signals, because that part of the story, if there's time, I will tell it. But when I started generating trading signals, I was a student learning, and one day I watched the teacher generate his signals. I generated the same signal. The following day I traded it, I made profits. He made a loss, because every evening you come and report the results.
And you use the same signal?
Yes, he set it up. Me, I set up my own too, and I made profits. He recorded a loss. So I'm like, that means I too can do it. So that was when I paused and then started creating mine. And then first week of October, because every month, the first week of every month is usually a very big day. On the first Friday of every month, it's a big day in the forex market industry.
Okay.
There's the report that come out from US, the non-farm payroll, the unemployment reports. They are big movers in the market. In fact, there are people that will just wait for that day. So that week, I created the trading signal for that week. It's a news event signal. So I sent it out to my email list. You remember, okay, I had people already that come in June, July. So that October, that October, I sent out the signal to them. And by the evening of Friday, my email started buzzing. Thank you for the signal. Thank you for the signal. One particular one said, I regret that I didn't use the signal on my live account. Others that used it were like, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And it was free.
They made money.
Yes, they made money with it. So I'm like, really? So immediately I forwarded the feedback to my mentor, Dr. Jabase, the publisher of Success Digest. He's late now. He passed on early this year, February this year. So
he was a forex trader?
No, not the forex trader. The publisher of Complete Sports.
Okay.
Also the publisher of Success Digest newspaper. His platform is on his platform that we learned the first forex trading, and he created that platform to build entrepreneurs. Most of us have passed through that. A lot of people, today. Yeah, but tomorrow is his birthday, so it will be a postpartum birthday, 31st of December. Okay, so I sent an email to him that, see, sir, see was because when we were going through the struggle, he was aware. And he called up help for us. John Ademo used to work in that office, Success Digest, and he called him because he was also doing something about Forex. He was one that actually introduced me to that guy that generated that signal I was now learning from News Trading Signal. So I sent him, see my results, see what people are saying. That was when he said, is it possible for me to start writing about these trading signals for the newspaper every week? And that was why I started writing trading signals for the newspaper every week. And so by the end of that year, the following year, one morning I just saw my email, Chief Uche Nobiezu. He sent me an email thanking me for the signals I had been sending through Success Digest, reporting that he made $22,000 the previous month from those signals. And that was so incredible. I sent it immediately to Dr. Joba. So, all these things were just the excitements.
The testimonies.
Exactly. And there are a lot of people that went into trading because they were reading Success Digest. If you go online or maybe on Facebook or so and just drop Ifeanyi Uche, Forex Trader, and all that, a lot of people that will tell you, some of them I didn't train them, but they got inspiration because of the articles I was writing.
So it was part of your journey as a trainer and a coach.
Exactly. And it was because I lost. And so that inspired me to now go dig out whatever it was. But see, I didn't get it all. Because I was, from all of this, I stopped only with, there are 3 key things that will make you succeed in trading. First is the system, which is the strategy I was talking about. Then is the money management. And the third one is discipline. But I focused only on the first 2.
Which is
strategies and systems. And that was what I've lived with for many years. And so, which is why I've helped, because it got to a point I said, it's like people are complaining a lot, let me manage funds for them. And I told them, bring money let me manage for you. And so I began the fund management thing. And the first set of people that came, within 3 weeks, we made over 145%.
Wow.
And then over time, the subsequent months, wahala set in. I blew the accounts. More money came in, I blew the account. It got to a point it's like I had to send an email to Dr. Jabase telling him, sir, it's like I've not arrived. The following day, he called me to his office. And the first thing he said was, Ifeanyi, don't do that thing you are thinking of doing. What was I thinking of doing? I was thinking of running away or ending it.
So in Forex trading, sometimes you make so much percentage on your account and sometimes you run at a loss.
Exactly.
So is there any way you can actually determine, is there any specific measure in Forex trading to know that, okay, this thing will blow out?
Yes. The challenge many traders face is the illusion that I can never lose. It's an illusion. In trading, you work with goals, you work with targets. And there are always 2 targets, and you will always be right. There's a take profit target, and there is a stop loss target.
Take profit and stop loss.
Yes. But incidentally and sadly, most of us, I have to bring myself into, most of us, we don't like losing.
Nobody wants to.
Good. So we set the take profit only. Let it hit my take profits if it goes in my favor. If it goes against me, let me keep on watching it and see whether it will return. And most times, if that happens, it doesn't return. And so an account is blown. So that's where the discipline comes in. So discipline says, if your system says use stop loss, make sure you use it. Okay? Now there are strategies like a hedging strategy that you can use when the market is not trending. So a hedging strategy, you use it when the market is not trending. You may decide not to use stop loss. You only but you have to work it out systematically. If you don't know it, you don't know it. But many hedge only when the market turns against them. So these are things. So it got to a point when I now realized, hey, it's like pause. I paused and look back. There's a need for unlearning.
And then you relearn.
And then relearning. So I'm doing the unlearning and relearning. So unlearn whatever does not work. Unlearn what has been putting you in trouble. Unlearn whatever has been creating crisis for you. Many people, a lot of people have had heart attack because of Forex trading. Yeah. So unlearn what doesn't work and then begin to relearn the things that work. Because the statistics show that if 100 people go into trading in a year, at the end of the year, 95% struggle, 5% succeed. If you want to increase the statistics a bit to the favorable side, you will say 5% make the most money, 10% live above average, the rest 80%.
They run at a loss.
Yes.
Wow.
And the money they lose, because in trading, if somebody is making profit, somebody must be losing.
There's a whole lot about forex trading. So we need to go on a quick break, and then we'll come back to discuss further about forex trading, because I really have interest in it, and it's such an interesting topic for me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so we need to go on a quick break for the commercials, and then come back to discuss further with Mr. Ifeanyi about forex trading. Thank you. Break, and I still have on set with me Ifeanyi, the forex trader, coach, and a trainer. Mr. Ifeanyi, apart from forex trading, can we get to meet you on a lighter note? What do you do aside from forex trading, your leisure time, or is it just about trading and coaching all the time?
Well, my life is more like a triangular kind of life. Do forex business, church, and back home.
Ah, okay. Church, home, and work.
Yes, and interestingly, in the church, I work with children and teenagers.
Oh.
And in the Redeemed Christian Church of God, they have regions, they have provinces. So I am in charge of the junior church sports team. Okay. So I coordinate sports in the junior church of Region 11 of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So
that's what you do during when you're not trading.
When I'm not trading, we are working on all of this and all that. Yes.
Okay. So a quick one, sir. What are the challenges that you can actually mention as a forex trader and as a trainer? You know
that people who know me from afar think that Ifeanyi never loses. Ifeanyi has lost more than I've won. Yeah, because it's challenging, it's bumpy, the road, but education is the solution. So you can blow up a $1 billion account if you are not disciplined. That's why I talked about discipline, which is the third leg: strategy, money management, and discipline. Strategy is 10%, money management is 20%, but discipline is 70%. And that's the aspect I neglected for several years.
So you have to be disciplined as a trader.
You must be disciplined, yes. So the challenge is plenty. Of course, Nigerian challenge, power challenge, technology challenge, all those things are there already. But then come into the market, discipline, ability to control your emotions. Failure to do that is a big challenge on its own. Okay, so, and now, in order to, you didn't ask me about the solution, but then let me quickly chip it in. Education is the key. All right, I myself, so I now make education to be an everyday thing. Every day I learn, every day I learn, every day I learn. And right now I'm even partnering with some academy, UK Trading Academy. It's in the UK. They have an office, even a classroom in Wales. So if you are a student, whenever you choose, if you are in Wales, you can quickly, chat them. I want to come to the office, and they give you a 3-day training. And the training there is not even about the charts. It's about your psychology, your mindset. And interesting thing too is the tuition you pay, you get it back at the end of the year, because every week between 1, 2, 3% per week you can still get back, because any money you pay for your tuition, you are learning, and it's an access for 1 year. You are learning, but also the money is also in trading for you. So at the end of the day, you are making some profit out of it, so that you won't be under pressure to go and be looking for money to blow your account. So you can, if they say demonstrate for 2 months, demonstrate for 2 months, because the fee you have paid will also be bringing back returns for you. And if you choose to compound it, it can even push you up to 400% in a year.
Okay, so, Mr. Ifeanyi, there's this misconception about forex trading in Nigeria that people feel, I cannot invest my money in forex trading. Is scam? Is this? Is that? What do you have to say about that?
Of course, there is no anywhere you talk about scam or fake, know that there is an original. Yeah. So if you are in the wrong place, of course, it can become a scam. But what we have today is scam is not even the problem. The problem, the scam people are experiencing is lack of education. Somebody doesn't want to learn to do it right. You want to give money to somebody that you have not even tested to do it for you.
Ability.
Yeah, and then you give the person money to trade for you, and the person loses it. Next thing, you drag police. There's a fellow, I won't call his name. Many years ago, they paid $5,000 into a trading account for him to manage. They didn't give him the cash. He lost it. And then they called police on him. Instead, I invited him to one of our conferences then. So because I invited them, so when they went to the office, they called me, and so they gave them my number. So when they called, I told them to calm down. So when I called the guy, he told me what happened. Of course, nobody does not lose. If you see meet any trader say I've never lost, I'll never lose, be on the run. Be on the run. We lose every day and we make money every day.
So wrapping up the show, what advice do you have to give to people that want to invest in forex trading?
If you want to invest in forex, whether you don't want to trade yourself or you want to just invest for somebody to trade for you, the first thing is education. Because if you want to invest in any business and you are not educated about any industry, any field, at any niche at all, if you are not educated about what goes on in there, you will not know when they are guying you or not. It was like something that happened to a particular fellow several years ago. He gave someone money to manage, an account to manage. Now, the account, because you need to understand balance, equity, and margin. The equity was down, dropping. The balance was increasing. So the people were busy paying the trader for the increased balance. Meanwhile, the equity was dropping. I don't know if you understand that. You gave me 1,000, right? Okay. And I'm managing the 1,000. Then I'll make 200 profits. I'll add it is 1,002. But the equity is already at $200. Eventually, he lost the account. But these people have paid him for profit they thought he had made. Education is critical. Whether you are an investor, you want to just put money to invest, because even these days there's forex copy. And if you don't know how forex copy works, you can copy the wrong trader also. So you need education. Get it at least, if or not, get the education. And that's get the education first. And that's why we even have that offer that you put your money into education, you can get any educational package, and weekly you get daily reward on that education package. That at the end of the year, it's like you didn't even pay anything, but you have gained the education for free. So get education first. That education is what will set you apart. Any investor that does not invest in education is gambling. So that's where
education is
that's the bedrock. But sadly, people will tell you, all these trainers, all these trainers, they are not trading. Hello, without trainers, without educators, how would you learn?
Thank you so much, Mr. Ifeanyi. It's an interesting session actually with you. And wrapping up the show, you already mentioned education, training. As a trainer, forex trainer, aside from trading, you also train people. Have you been able to come up with any specific system for people that you actually train?
Like I just mentioned about the Trading Academy. Yeah. Okay, the Trading Academy gives you access to 3 winning strategies. Okay. And these strategies, in fact, there's one that's called a sham rejection strategy. This strategy has outperformed, when you backtest it, it's outperformed the top hedge funds in the world in the last 20 years when you do backtesting. And then there's, of course, access to the Newton index, which is an index that institutional traders use to know when the big banks want to make a move. All right, so that's the access you get in there. Of course, the Fibonacci strategy, that one, some of those who follow me have been using that to analyze and drop signals once in a while for them to see what's in there. Of course, the Fibonacci strategy is something that the risk-reward ratio is like the risk one. If the risk is 1, the reward is 2. All right, so is there at least 3 winning strategies anybody can access going along with us.
So your training academy is open to anybody?
Anybody can enroll.
Can people enroll virtually? Or
of course, virtually. I don't even like doing the physical stuff again. So because over the years, I've been creating courses. So you access it, just pay and you join there and you see what's happening. And then you join other traders from around the world, and of course you learn also from the experiences of others.
My last question before we wrap up the show: have you been able to leverage on social media or technology in forex trading?
Of course, I remember years back, which we have reinvented in any case. Okay. We used to have a trading room where we all used to meet online. So everybody, so that's where I met a lot of other traders from around the world. We interact. Oh, I'm long on this, I'm short on this, and all that. So social media has been very helpful. Of course, you have to. When Facebook used to allow to create a room, more like it. So we used to have Facebook. Yes, we used to have that in those days and all that. And then of course you have your groups. So all those things are there. But these days, Telegram is there, WhatsApp is there. For most of the stuff now, I upload on YouTube, I'll put on my Telegram, I'll put on my WhatsApp, follow it, and then we'll do all this.
Wow, that's interesting. Thank you so much, Mr. Ifeanyi. It's very nice to have you on the show. Thanks for honoring our invitation.
I'm very glad that you have me here today. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
having
sir.
me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank
It's
you.
a wrap today on the TOD show with Ifeanyi Uche, the Forex trader and trainer in Nigeria. Thanks for watching the TOD show. Join me next time on the same channel. Thank you.